Hello there. It's been a busy couple of days on the news front, and I'm gonna try to nestle this in a little bit between some preview videos. It's probably gonna have another one of those tomorrow if everything goes according to plan. But yeah, obviously, big news. Jasco has banned 3 cards. This is gonna be as of Friday, tomorrow after this is posted. You will no longer be allowed to play Amphibious or Frog Lashing or Unwavering Slash in the My Hero Academia only format. So, yeah, big announcement. We were expecting something to happen. Something certainly happened. A lot of people thought that Asui herself would take some kind of a hit. They decided to hold off on that and just hit Amphibious and Frog Lashing for now. And then they also added the Unwavering Slash by a little bit of surprise, a little bit of out of left field. So just to hit on that first, basically, this was a card that was going to get banned sooner or later anyway, almost no matter what. Like, there was no way that they were going to go the entire lifetime of the MHA card game without printing assets that Unwavering Slash was going to turn into a problem. So it sounds like they think there's a couple things in set 3 that maybe fit the bill. You could debate that it's really doing a little too much with Stadium now. Even if it was okay, then it was probably going to end up, it's only a matter of time, right? So they went ahead and hit that now just to get out ahead of it, while they kind of almost like while they were banning cards. They might as well take care of this because they know they're going to do it at some point anyway. Like that kind of energy to it, So that's going to impact some Giro decks, a bunch of like weapon themed Momo stain decks, that sort of a thing. But yeah, there's a card that's been doing a lot in those decks and really doing, certainly too much to some extent. And we'll have to see how that shifts things on those fronts. The Giro Staff Strike deck in particular is probably dead for the time being. As for the other two, Amphibious and Frog Lashing, obviously taking aim at that Life Asui deck that has won the last 2 events. The sort of all-in, selling out, trying to play, the 8, 9, 10 attack string as quickly as possible. And it sounds like they've sort of identified the readying power and then sort of the overall lopsided value to cost ratios of Amphibious and Frog Lashing as the biggest keys or things that are going to be useful for them to hit in that regard. Amphibious also playing a role in the Momo decks that have been really walling people out and getting to ready that card both on offense and defense has been really big for her. So that's not going to cripple the Momo deck or anything, but it is going to make her feel a little bit more reasonable. But Frog Lashing also, played in a bunch of other decks. So yeah, it sounds like... So the Universus Academy did an interview with Tim Friedley from Jasco Games, the head of the design team there, and sort of a long form going over sort of the things that they thought about and some of the explanations and things like that. I'll link that in the description so you can watch that. But essentially, one of the things that came up is that there seems to be some sort of appreciation on Jasco's part where they think that Asui's ability to win long games by sort of spamming out these +2 speed attack strings is something that they value to some extent, especially in this meta where winning long games is really hard. So in addition to just like trying not to hit characters that, are fan favorites like Asui, and sort of reacting to the Kirishima being a little heavy-handed and maybe they're not quite happy with how that all went down over the long term. They're trying to not do that again and also trying to keep a character in the meta that's been effective at closing out games. They just want to try to get rid of this Life, crazy turn 2 build. That's, very often a turn 3 build, notably. I don't want to represent it as a solely turn 2 deck, but we'll see how that pans out. The people that were running those decks, some of them think, okay, it's probably not realistic anymore. Others think that, this doesn't really slow it down by enough. We're still going to run it back. So we'll see how that turns out in tournament results going forward. Other than that, a couple other things did come out this past day or two. They launched signups for the online provisional that's on August 27th and 28th, as well as the Pasadena regional license exam. The Toronto one coming up this weekend has had signups live for a while. That's getting close to breaking that 33 mark where we'll have a somewhat respectable, like 6 rounds top 8 kind of a setup. So hopefully we get there. And that regional beacon, like it obviously won't be as big as, the 200-person regionals that we've had in some places, but it'll at least the tournament experience for the people there will be better if it's a top 8 cut and you get a full 6 rounds of the deal and that sort of thing. Yeah, that's coming up this weekend. I will be there if I can manage to get a negative COVID test between now and then, which has been uphill. I've been feeling fine for several days, but yeah. Then we have the online provisional. These are all Season 3 events. These are the first Season 3 events, by the way, so for the regional, you're going to get that Giro for participating, as well as the new round of regional promos. And then the provisional, of course, is going to offer the new round of provisional promos, which will not be legal right away. Don't forget that. And if you're going to Pasadena the first weekend of September, you can sign up now as well. I think I looked, that has like 75 signups already. So that's looking all right. We'll see if that fills out. I wonder if that might also turn out to be a little bit small for a regional, but obviously it's going to be bigger than Toronto. So yeah, it's going to be a fun few weeks of events. And lastly, Zodiac Gamer on the Discord, Justin Birch, he's been playing a lot of Cementos at these events. If you know him, he decided he like, let me look. He looked somehow, I don't know how this came about, but we got to this point where he's just straight up, he's offering bounties to people if they can top cut with characters that everyone thinks are bad. So if you can top cut a large event, like a 100-person event, there's some rules and stuff on it. You can probably find it in some Facebook posts or in the Discord if you're really looking for the finer details. Basically, you can't cheese it, right? You're not going to get a reward for playing in like a 20-person provisional side event or something. You're not going to start as the character and side it out every second and third game, right? But if you like legitimately make a top cut of a large event with Tokoyami 2 or Asui 2, Justin Birch is offering to pay you out for it. $150 for Tokoyami 2 because he kind of does some stuff, and $250 for Asui 2, who does not so kind of does some stuff. So it'll be interesting to see. We're probably going to see an uptick in those characters showing up at these next, maybe not in Toronto, but at this provisional, and almost certainly at that provisional, and then probably in Pasadena, people trying to see what they can do. This is through the end of set 3, so we'll see what's in set 3 to help these characters, and then after that, like, okay, we've expired, we'll move on. But yeah, it'll be pretty fun to see if anybody can somehow manage this. We've had, in the long-term history, there've been a couple things like this that some people have put up, and they've always attracted a lot of attention. So hopefully, some people try to do this and people like it. I kind of want to see someone get the Tokoyami 2 at a provisional or something, but it's probably uphill. He definitely does stuff though. He does. At a bare minimum, right, he can ready 2 foundations and all of his attacks get 1/1, which is not nothing, right? Because he's going to put the Summon Dark Shadow in his card pool, and if set 3 brings enough ally foundations, maybe we're in business. In addition to the cash bounties, the Final Round Game Shop down in Somerville, South Carolina, is also offering a box and a Final Round hat thrown into the ring if you can score one of these bounties. Yeah. That should be fun, and that'll wrap it up just for these couple days. I just wanted to, obviously, the bans are the big news, so I wanted to get them in a video and get that out there. And yeah, keeping it nice and short today. So I will, time willing, I'm probably going to do another preview video tomorrow for what I'm guessing will be 8 cards total, plus the secret rare that we saw at Gen Con. We'll sneak that in there, and we'll take it from there. All right, have a good night, everyone.